Good morning guys, welcome back to another video. So probably for the 20th time in the last 24 months I have left Queensland again. I feel like it's becoming a little bit of a running joke, but if you didn't watch my last video, I did a full walkthrough of the new train canopy setup, so definitely jump back and watch that. But you will also know that I will be back up in Queensland for the Brisbane 4x4 show literally in a matter of weeks, so there was no point in going too far from home. So I definitely wanted to get back into New South Wales and get into the Blue Mountains and do a little bit of exploring through there, which is sort of where we're in the direction of now. So I've come out to a spot which is Pebbly Beach. This has been on my list for a little while now. It is just north of Coffs Harbour, so it is a four-wheel drive access only beach, so you do have to wait until low tide because we do have to cross Station Creek. But I've come out here nice and early. We actually can't cross that until later this afternoon, but I figure we might as well just put the tires down, relax on the beach. The weather is looking a little bit hit and miss over the next couple of days, but we're going to make the most of it. So let's air down the tires now. I'm going to throw up the drone and I think we'll just chill out at Station Creek today, maybe do a little bit of swimming and just relax until we can get over to the Pebbly Beach Campground. I've seen some pretty epic things with the drone, but this creek was so blue. I kind of expected it to be brown in all honesty, but absolutely stunning. It even looks beautiful from where we're looking right here. So I've come down to the actual creek crossing itself. It is absolutely way too high to be crossing right now, but we'll be doing that later this afternoon once we hit low tide. I think it's around sort of 3:30 p.m. And for now, I think we're gonna head back down to the beach, set up there for the day and have some breakfast. So I officially put all of my belongings in the train canopy maybe 2 days ago. So she's still a little bit of an organized, chaotic mess, but we are obviously going to work on that. I'm still loving the entire setup. Just having an upright fridge and being able to have all of my stuff in the pantry has made such a difference. But on top of our little drawer here, I did go with the multiple suggestions of just your Velcro hook and loop tape. So I've managed to store down some containers on top just for the time being. I still want to change a little bit. I've got my cutlery on top here and I do want to move that into the drawer, but I just need to find a container that will fit it. But so far I'm absolutely loving it. I've already started putting some plans in place for our opposite side, so storage, living. So I think I know what I'm going to do there, but I'm still just going to keep looking at different ideas as we go. It's actually so cool to see where the creek and the ocean meet up together, especially now that the tide is starting to recede. That spot behind us is super, super deep, so we'll obviously be crossing a little bit further up, but I also did see a couple of fish jumping out of the water as well, so that could potentially be a good spot to try our luck with some fishing today. I must have been packing in a huge rush because I literally forgot not only my camp chair but also my recovery boards, which is not ideal. I must have just forgot because I hadn't had them mounted on the roof rack just yet, but that's right. We'll just make sure we don't get ourselves in any sticky situations over the next couple of weeks anyway. But it is just past lunchtime now, so we're getting a lot closer to where we can actually do our creek crossing. So I might actually start to pack up now. We'll head on over that way. It is a little bit hot, so I'm keen to go for a swim, but I might use that as an opportunity just to walk the creek, see how deep we've got it at the moment, and then yeah, onto the campsite from there. I'm pretty keen to get over there and chill out for the afternoon. So there's officially people driving through now. It still looks a little bit deep and everyone seems to have snorkels, but I'm sure the BT will be just fine. We've gotten through this far unharmed, but one of the guys is going to go ahead of me. At least that way I can see what path they take, and then they'll probably hang out at the other side just in case anything goes wrong. So we made it over in literally one piece. It was not as hard as I expected, although had I not seen the path that the guys in front of me had taken, I probably would have gone a completely different way and probably gotten stuck. So the best tip I can give you is obviously wait until low tide if you are heading out here, and maybe just watch a few people go through, because yeah, it's definitely not a straight clear path across. You kind of just have to weave through. Once I had the drone up, I actually noticed there was some tracks that you could see from above as well, which was actually pretty cool. We are literally set up right on the beach, so I'm going to get camp set up for this evening. We obviously can't leave here until tomorrow 4 p.m, so we have got literally the next 24 hours just to relax by the water and just take all of this in. But I do highly, highly recommend this campsite. Put it on your list. It is incredible. So when I was getting the train canopy installed, I decided to kill a little bit of time, and I actually flew up to Port Douglas where I did a little bit of spearfishing. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that I caught the biggest tusky ever. Like, when I caught it, I don't think I fully comprehended just how epic of a feat it was, but yeah, I was able to get it all filleted up. I froze it and brought it all back to Brisbane with me. So I've defrosted a huge fillet for tonight's dinner, and I'm going to cook up a coconut miso poached fish with this. So the first meal that I had with the tusky was actually sashimi, I believe it's called. Incredible. It was so good. So I have no doubt that this is going to be just as good. This already smells so freaking good. So I'm just letting this come to a simmer, and then I'm gonna pop the fish in, just to poach for 5 minutes. But as far as like actual measurements, I put an entire can of coconut milk in. I probably would say that I put a tablespoon and a half of the white miso paste, and then maybe like same, a tablespoon and a half of the soy sauce. Ginger, garlic, onion, just put whatever sort of to taste you want in there. So that looks like it is a nice little simmer. So our fish will then go in, and then we're going to pop a lid on this. I seriously wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good. Alright, I'm going to give that another minute and then we'll turn it off heat. We're going to be serving this with simple rice, topping with coriander and chili oil, and we are done. This is probably a big call, but this is probably one of my favorite meals I've ever made. This is delicious. The fish definitely goes perfect with it, but I reckon you could probably try like maybe a chicken or something along those lines. But I am also pairing this, I don't have any alcoholic white wine, and I feel like this is just paired so well with that. So I've gone with the Barossa Wine Cartel Sparkling Non-Alcoholic. It's actually so delicious. I'm gonna enjoy this food, climb into bed, and then tomorrow morning we're gonna do a little bit of exploring around this area. As always, I feel like every time I sleep by the beach, it is so peaceful. There was a couple of storms that rolled through last night, but I actually find them a little bit more relaxing, even though I can't always sleep through them. Today is looking a little bit moody as well, so we'll see how it all pans out. It's definitely hot, so I think we're going to be going for a couple of swims. Let's go have some breakfast and then we'll plan out our day. So this is exactly why we don't trust Google Maps, because on the map it shows that there is actually drivable tracks that you can get to a couple of beaches further along. I have driven to the end of the campsite and there is no physical driving track. So there is this really cool walking track which I think can go up like right up the coast, which we're not going to do today. I thought I'd walk a little bit further down, check out the views, and then I reckon we're going to find somewhere that we can park up just until we can cross back over and then head on over to Scouts Fall later on today. All right, I'm being an absolute sook, but I feel like I just ate a spider web and God knows how many spiders are probably crawling on me right now. So I'm gonna backtrack out of here and then we will find somewhere less spidery to go and chill for the day. We are 2 hours ahead of low tides. We're actually going to cross over now. It's definitely low enough to do so, especially since yesterday it was perfectly fine. So we have got about an hour's drive before we get to Scouts Fall. So definitely keen for a swim once we get there as well. We're definitely on a roll with getting the absolute wrong directions, I feel. So I've come all the way out to Scout Falls, and my maps, which keep in mind I got the directions of all trails, which is usually pretty good, but it is effectively telling me to go up this 4-drive track, and I did a little bit of a walk. It does go up for a little while, nothing too crazy, like we've obviously got a 4-drive for a reason, but it just doesn't feel right because this is quite a popular waterfall. So I might suss out around the area and see what else is here, but we are running out of daylight, so I definitely don't want to be messing around for too long. But let's jump back in the car and we'll see what we can find. So I think I finally figured it out. It is a 1.1 kilometer hike in. So I've parked my car. There's like a couple of other cars here as well, so I feel like that is a good sign. But literally, let me show you the only signage that is here. How incredible is this? It's like you can climb right up to the top and then the waterfall just continues up. You can probably keep going upstream to find some other really cool swimming spots. This spot was well and truly worth the drive out here. If you're in the area, definitely check out Scouts Falls. Just make sure you don't follow Google Maps or any other maps that matter. Just find the bridge and then hike on in. But I am going to close off this video here. Thank you guys so much for following along, and I cannot wait to see you guys all in the next video.